Welcome back to Arcade. I am Super Tommy. This is a series on creating a dungeon crawler with Phaser 3. Now, in the last part, we added throwing knives. You press the spacebar, we can throw a knife, and it should have killed that guy. Yeah, he's gone. He did. And now in this video, we're going to add some treasure chests and then collect them to add some coins to our UI right here below the hearts. So first of all, let's make a chest, and we're going to use tiled to place down these chests, and we'll show you how to use the object layer to do that. So I have a pre-made atlas already, and just collapse some of these folders, items. So I have this treasure PNG, and so I've got this chest here, and this JSON describing it. So there's the open animation. So we've done stuff similar before already for animation wise for the character, for the enemies. So let's just start. Since we already know we're going to want it encapsulated on its own, abstracted out from the rest of our game. Let's make a new file. We're going to call this chest anims, maybe treasure anims. Let's say treasure anims. Treasure anims. So this is going to be create chest anims, and we're going to take anims like we've done previously. I'm just going to drop that in, import phaser from phaser. Now I'm importing phaser just to get the types that I can put in here. Animations, animation manager. Okay. So that's set up. Now we need to actually load this PNG. So let's collapse that. We're going to go to preloader. And now let's load that atlas. We'll just keep our atlases together. Doesn't actually matter. Treasure, and then treasure slash, no, it's items. That's what I did. Items, treasure, treasure.png, items, treasure.json. And this just corresponds to this items, treasure.png and treasure.json. Okay. Now, let's see, treasure anims. So chest. So anims dot create key. This is the name of the animation. So we're going to call this chest open. And then frames. We've done this before. Generate frame names. And this is the atlas key. And then in the config, if you remember, there is a start, there is an end, there is a prefix, and then there is a suffix that we're using to generate these names. And so let's look at treasure JSON. So we're going to get this, the numbers here is this right, this basically. You'll see that these are all basically the same, the prefix part effectively. So there is 0, 1, 2. So min is 0, which is start, and then the end is 2, or the max. And the prefix is this, and then it is .png. That is the keys for each of these frames. Right, and phaser will put in the number, that's what we specify start and end. And so there's that. Okay. And let's go back. Chest will have, does it need a idle or closed? Why not? Anims.create key chest closed and frames. Oh, we need frame rates here as well. Almost forgot frame rate, maybe 5. We'll see there's only 3 frames, and it's got to do it over our game, which runs at about 60 frames per second. So generate frame, nope, we actually only have 1 frame for this, so we don't need to generate frame names. We know exactly what it is. Key is going to be treasure. Frame. And frame is going to be this F0. F0 is the closed frame. Now you see we're repeating treasure twice. Naturally, we can make a const variable and then just use that. Same for the character here. We're repeating this typing a lot. We could make some errors. I will leave that to you. Okay, so we got that. Let's go back to game. And let's see here. Let's import this animation creator function. Treasure anims. Create chest. We did not export it. Right, got to export in order to import. Export create chest anims. Create chest anims. All right, so let's pop up here. Create chest anims, this dot anims. Okay, so now we've made the chest anims. No error, we're good. And now we just need to add a chest. So first we're going to add a chest just as a test. We will be using the tile map for this. This dot add dot sprite. Just say 100, 100. Maybe too close to the character. 64, 64. How about that? All right, texture is going to be treasure. That's the atlas, and then the frame. Does not have it? Yes, it's going to be the frame, and that should show up. There's our little treasure, and let's just do a quick test. Time.delayed call. We're going to just put a little delay here to play the animation in 1 second, so that we have time for this game to load. So we don't miss the animation if it plays too fast. Const chest. Can reference it. Chest.play. Chest open. 1 second. Ta-da. That's probably good. Okay, so now we're going to delete this. We're not going to do it this way. We're going to make in tiled specify where our chests are coming from. Let's go to our tiled map. So here we are in tiled. And we're going to make a new object layer. So we can hit new layer, object layer. Let's call this chests. And it's going to be above everything. Oh, okay, I'll move the chest below it then. Okay, there we go. Oh, the wall is below the chests. Now we can use this here, select this chest, and let's see. Let's plop one over here. Boom. We'll do a couple. Another one, and then let's just put another one down here in this room. Okay, so now we've got 3 chests. We place them in tiled. Let's save in this object layer called chests. Now let's export this out. Let's go back to our game. It's probably going to reload since we updated the JSON, the dungeon-01 JSON file from tiled, exported from tiled. Okay, now our chests are going to want to be above the ground and above the wall. So let's see here, map dot get object layer. So we made one called chests. So chests layer, and then chest layer dot objects. So this will be all the objects in the chest layer, and the way we did it, they're all chests. You could go back to tiled here. Here, like give it a type, give it a name if you're putting different things on the same object layer. We're keeping it simple right here. We're only putting chests in there. So any object from this chest layer, we will turn into an actual chest. So that's all the objects for each chest object. Okay, so we're going to loop through all the chest objects and then make a chest, which means we could use a group. So let's make a chest group, right? Should we use a group? Yes, we will, because we're going to want to store some data about the chest in its own chest class. So let's just use a chest. So const chests. This dot add. Well, we actually want to be physics as well, because when we run into it and we're touching it, then we can press space to open it. That's how we're going to do this, to open the chests. Or you can make it whenever you touch the chest by physics, it will open. we're gonna do the slightly more complicated one where we're gonna press A to open the chest. Group, static group, because each chest will now move. So we'll make a static group. We'll leave no config there for now. Okay, chest object, and what of type is this? Tiled object. Okay, so chests.get. Get chest object dot x, chest object dot y. Now we want the texture, so that's treasure, and then the frame. Surely I don't have it. Oh, I still do. Okay, great. All right, let's see what this does. We should get chests. Oh, okay, there we go. There's a chest. So we have one chest in this room, and another one over there, and another one over there. So that works. We basically loaded it from tiled. But what you will see, just run away from this guy. What you will see is that we didn't quite place it right there, right? Let's go back to tiled. It's over here. So it's off. It's off. So let's fix that. We have the width. Let's see. Well, it looks like height is certainly just maybe off by half. So let's just say, let's for height minus chest object dot height times half. And this is just texture saying that y and height may be undefined. We're just going to say, trust me, it's not undefined. And boom. So that's better, but it looks like it's too far to the left. In which case we're going to do chest object dot width half, let's just say. And trust me, it exists. Okay, does that look right? About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there we go. So that looks better now. So now we've offset it. Now we got these chests here, and we're creating them from tiled, and they're positioned as we place them in the tile map editor. Now we need our player and these chests to collide. So let's just add it here. Dot add collider fauna chests. Okay, so we should at least not be able to walk through them, right? Good. Good. Okay, so of course nothing happens. We're just throwing knives at it. Die. Okay, so now we want to be able to press A and then open it. So what we're going to do is let's make a chest class, because we want, what we're going to do is give it a open method, and then open method plays the open animation and then decides how many coins are in it. So we're going to make our own chest class. Let's come out here, I'm going to make a new folder, and did I press folder? Folder? What's going on? Sometimes Visual Studio Code has bugs itself. If I do this, new folder. Okay, items, and let's call this chest. Pretty much all software has bugs. So if you're, writing software, writing code, and it's producing bugs, you're in great company. Okay, import phaser from phaser, and let's see, export default class chess extends phaser.physics.arcade.sprite, since we will have animations. Oops, what's happening? Okay, constructor super scene x y texture frame. Okay, scene is going to be a phaser.scene. X is number, Y is number, texture is string, and frame is both string and or number and optional. Okay, I didn't just make that up. That just happens to be this signature of the constructor for a physics sprite. Okay, so great. So now this dot play. So we know we want to be chest closed to start. And we're going to want an open method. And realistically, we're going to want to have coins, which, let's say this. I'm going to do a getter, coins, and then return phaser.math.between. And we're going to say at least 50 coins, as much as 200 coins randomly. The one bug here, right, as this is written right now, is that you can call on an open chest to get more and more coins randomly. So I just literally just realized that. So enums.current enum.key, if not equals this, rather if equals closed, return 0. No. If not equals closed, return 0. Yeah. So if it's already been opened, you get nothing. You already got it. Okay. And then open this .play chest open. Okay. That's good. Okay, so there's our chest. Let's go back into game, and remember we're using a group for chests because we are going to give it a custom class. Now where did I do that? Chests. There we go. And then class type like we've done before, chest in VS Code auto imported. If yours does not, be sure to do so. Let's just make it the relative path. So in case you don't have that absolute path tilde working in your setup, you can just use a relative path. Okay, so now we have a chest object. Yet we don't need this last one here because it defaults to doing the chest closed animation. Okay, so that's good. Now we have this chest group, and now we're down here. And so when the player collides with the chest, we want to be able to tell the player that they've collided with the chest, or let this player class know about it, and then when they press space to open the chest. So let's see. Private handle player chest collision, and then again, I'm never sure exactly which one's going to come out first and second here, so we're just going to log it out. Object 1, and those that aren't familiar with console.dir, there's a whole bunch of other things other than just console.log. There's console.table, there's other things I don't remember, but this one gives you a better reading of the objects usually. That's why I use console.dir instead of just console.log. But there's a bunch of these different console, like console.error, console.warn, and console.table is very useful when you have a 2D array, and it'll just lay it out as a table here for you. Okay, now just refresh this. Let's run into a chest. Oh, I didn't finish. Did not finish. Okay, player chest collision undefined for the process callback. Context is this. All right, let's see this again. Okay. First one is the player, second one is the chest, it looks like. Yep, okay. Okay, so object 2 is chest equals object 2 as chest. And so we want to give the chest to the player and then let the player open it. So let's see here. First we have this set knives, so this is similarly set chest. Use a relative, and then we're going to do his active chest. Could be null chest. And we're going to set the active chest to chest. And then when we come down here to our keyboard check for space here, so if this dot active chest, so if there is an active chest and you press space, we're going to open this chest. So this dot active chest dot open, and let's just return. Let's do an else. Let's do an else. We'll do an else instead. Okay. Then we'll return out our early exit. We don't want to do any movements when we're doing space. So that does open. Think. Really open should return to us the number. We don't actually need this dot coins, right? Because let's just, if we do that, if it's not chest closed, you get nothing. If it is chest closed, we do chest open animation and we return out the number of coins you're getting, and we don't need this. Yes, okay. So here, coins, that's the number of coins that we're getting. Then we want to update the UI. We can also add a little private, let's say coins that this character has, and we will just update that. This dot coins plus equals coins. Okay, so now we want to actually show this in the UI, but let's just make sure this is working. Console.log this dot coins, and we do also want to make sure that once we start moving again, that we will reset the active chest. So if we're not moving, then we want to keep our reference of the chest, but if we start moving, we're no longer, like we turn back around and leave, we don't need to have a reference of that chest. So let's actually do that, make that easier. Left down. I'm just going to make this change here because we want to know when there is any movement. This is going to be right down. Right down. Down. So const up, down. We of course also could just do active chest equals null in any one of these ifs. I mean, that would have worked fine too. I'm not sure this is actually better, but just go with it. I already started. It's not that bad either way. Okay, down, down. All right. So let's see. I don't want to do too many changes to confuse. Okay, so let's go down here. If left down or right down or up down or down down, so any type of movement, this dot active chest will be undefined. Right, as long as we move, if we have a chest and we move, it doesn't really matter. If we move, we're going to get rid of our reference to the active chest. And then in game, in this collision, this dot font dot set chest, because we've collided with the chest, give it the chest. Okay. 71 coins. You can see right here, we got 71 coins. Now, we know that that works, so we're touching it, and we go back, we press A, we throw a knife. As expected, press A, we got whatever 209 minus 71 is, that's how many coins we got. And then last one. Bam, 390 coins. Okay, now let's do some UI here. That's collecting coins from a chest. In fact, can I reopen this? Let's see. Can't. Great. So well, it is doing it, but I'm not getting any more coins. So that is expected. Now let's go to game UI. We're going to display some coin text. It doesn't matter the order. I'm just going to put it on top. This dot add dot text under the hearts. So probably let's go with 5, and then let's go with 16, and then let's just say 0. How does that look like? Maybe a little bit more. 18. 20. Okay. Now I'm going to call this const coins label. And we're going to only want to do it when scene events. We're going to do another event here. Dot on player coins changed. And this time we're going to do a lambda here, the arrow function syntax. And we still got to clean this up. And we will do that. Dot text is going to be coins dot toString. Does it not know? It doesn't know what this is. I think I could specify this is the number. Okay. And then here on the scene shutdown, dot off player coins changed, and I'm not going to pass in the function, so it's going to remove all listeners for this. In our cases, will be fine because we're only listening to this in one place. But if for some reason you're using scene events in multiple places and listening to this event, and some don't necessarily need to be removed when the scene changes, this would not be how you want to do it. But this is another way to go without having to pass in the method here and the context. Okay, so there's that. Now let's go back to Faune. And so the scene events event emitter doesn't have to only be used inside scenes. We can actually, of course, use it here as well, which some would argue should still be using the scene events. You could make another event emitter, but we're just going to keep this one for simplicity because we're lazy. But if you get a lot of these, you may want to create a new one. Okay, so that's coins scene events dot emit player coins dash changed this coins. So now this should update that text. Ta-da! So there we go. We got 176 coins from there. A bunch of other coins from there. Kill you. Another more coins from there. Okay, so that is about 28 minutes. And that is all for this video. We added this coin counter. Now in the next video, we're going to add some more polish. We'll put a little coin icon here to make this look a little nicer. And let's see what else we got. This game is basically working as we like. We'll put some finishing touches in the last video coming up next.